Well, hi everyone. All right, we got this practice test working on, so you can get ready for the test on Friday. And number one, we have a function f of x equals x cubed plus 4x squared minus x minus 2. First thing it asks is find f of negative 3. So I'm going to take the x's out and put the negative 3's in. Everywhere there's an x in the original function, I replaced with a negative 3. And then we just do the calculations. Negative 3 to the third power is negative 27. This is plus 4. Negative 3 to the second power is 9. Minus and a negative 3 is plus 3 and a minus 2. I'll take another step here. Negative 27, that is 36. 4 times 9, plus 3 minus 2. Negative 27 plus 36 is 9. 9 plus 3 is 12, and 12 minus 2 is 10. Now, some terminology. What's the degree of f of x? The degree is the highest exponent of x, the highest power, so that's 3. And then what's the lead coefficient? It's the coefficient of the term with the largest power, and that would be 1 on this one. All right, so use this graph to answer the questions describing the end behavior. As x approaches negative infinity, that's going left, the graph is going down. As the graph goes right, as x approaches positive infinity, the graph goes up. So that's positive infinity. And does this function represent an odd degree or an even degree? If one ends down and one ends up, it is odd. How many real zeros? You just count 1, 2, 3, the number of times it hits the x-axis. Number 3, as x approaches negative infinity, that's mean going left, it's going up. So this would be f of x approaches positive infinity. As x approaches infinity, going right, it's going up. F of x would approach positive infinity. Does this function represent an odd degree or an even degree? If both ends are up or both ends are down, it is an even degree. And how many real zeros? I'll count 1, 2, 3, 4 real zeros. Number 4, same kind of question. As x approaches negative infinity, f of x approaches positive infinity. As x approaches positive infinity, f of x is going down, negative infinity. Does this function represent an odd degree or an even degree? One ends down, one ends up. Either way, if they're going the different directions, it is an odd degree function. How many real zeros? I'll count 1 here and 1 here, so I count 2 real zeros there. Number 5, describe the end behavior. As x approaches negative infinity, f of x is approaching negative infinity. As x approaches positive infinity, f of x is also going to negative infinity. Both ends are going down. Does this function represent an odd degree or an even degree? Both ends down or both ends up is an even degree. And I count 1, 2, 3 real zeros on this one. Okay. Number 6 through 12. Now, I'm going to use my calculator. Clear out this. And this focused here. Hit y equals x to the third, come down, minus 3x plus 1. I'm going to graph. That says list the zeros. Okay, it's a lot quicker on Desmos, but I'm going to use this. So I'll go second calc. If you're using graphing calculator, make sure you are ready to do the second calc stuff. Left, enter, come over here, enter, guess, enter. I'm going to go negative 1.88. I'm going to round to 2 decimal places. That's one of the zeros right there. And I'm going to try to get this zero. Second calc, 0. Alright. We're going to be here. Enter. And then I'll go down till I'm below. Enter. Enter. I'm going to go 0.35. See the 0.347? I'm going to go 0.35 with that. And then second calc, I want to get that third zero. Okay. Left bound, enter. Right bound, enter. Enter. Go 1.53 for my 3 zeros. Okay, I see a max here for number 2, a 1 maximum. Oops, not alpha. Second calc, maximum. I'm going to go here, and here, left bound, right bound, guess, negative 1, 3. I asked for the coordinates, x and y coordinates. And then I have this minimum here, second calc, minimum, go here, enter, that's left bound, right bound, I'll go here, enter, and between those we have a low point. Now you have all these decimals here, all these zeros. I'm going 1, because it does some rounding when it shouldn't. But it's 1, negative 1 are the coordinates there. Okay, describe the end behavior. We've just done several of those. The left side, as x approaches negative infinity, is down, so that is negative infinity. And the right side, is x approaches infinity, the right side is up, so that's positive infinity. Now, give the intervals on x for which f of x is increasing. This is an increasing part. So it increases to that maximum. And then it starts decreasing. But right here to that maximum, that is negative infinity from the left all the way until you get to negative 1. And remember, we just put the x coordinates on there. And then also, we will be increasing from, then it decreases right here, but then it increases here, and that x coordinate there is 1, because that's the x coordinate of the minimum, and it just will proceed and always increase after that. Now, from here to here, the x is negative 1 to positive 1. Now, I'm going to put all these things in, the zeros. Negative 1.88 is right around here. 0.35, say, is right about there. 1.53 is right around there. It goes down to negative 1, 3. That's not negative 1, 3, that's negative 1, positive 3. So it goes up to negative 1, 3. At 1, negative 1, it hits a low point. So it kind of starts down here, gradually goes up through there, bends here, comes down, bends here, and then goes up pretty steeply there. The domain, all real numbers, negative infinity to infinity. The range, on this one it is all real numbers as well. The y values can be any real number. All right, 14 is a similar problem to 14 through 21, similar to what whatever number that was, something to 13. Okay, I'm going to change my equation now. I'm going to clear this one out and go negative x to the fourth, bring it down, plus 2x to the third, bring that down, minus x. I'm going to graph that. Okay, it's going to be hard to see. I think we actually have a couple of zeros there. And on my graphing calculator, I'm going to just hit zoom, and I want to zoom in right around this area here. Oh, 0, 0, that's good. Hit enter. Then this just lets it see, like that is -1, that's -2, that's +1, +2. So we can just see it a lot easier. I hit zoom in, that's all I did. And then to get those zeros, it's going to be easier to calculate those. Second calc 0. This is going to be a hard one to put on our grid. Enter, enter, yes, so negative 0.62. Second calc, I think that one is at the origin. Another 0, hit enter, come over here. Hit enter. Yes, that is at the origin. So 0 is a 0 here. Second calc, 0. This is the left side, left bound. Enter. Right bound, enter. And that point right there is 1, 0. And then I'm just listing those x-coordinates, those points on the x-axis. Second calc, I got 0. Okay, enter. Go to this side, hit enter, enter. I can see 1.62 here. All right. I want the coordinates of this maximum here and this maximum here. So second calc, I can do one at a time. Maximum. I'm going to fall back here. I want to get left to the left side of that peak. So I'll hit enter, and I'll get to the right side of that peak. Enter, enter. Negative 0.37 and 0.25. Second calc, whoop, second calc, I want another maximum. All right, so I'm sending it here on the left side, enter, get on the right side, hit enter again, and I'll go 1.37.25 for that one. And this is a minimum, it's a relative minimum. Second calc, minimum. I get on the left side. Enter. Let's get on the right side of it. Enter. Enter. Okay, another rounding thing. I'm pretty sure that's 0.5. When it's that close and that many nines or that many zeros, like we had in another one, I'm going to put negative 0.3125 because that's the exact, if you saw that. Okay, looking at my graph, the left side is low, negative infinity. The right side is low, negative infinity. Increasing. It increases here, it increases here. There's two places where it's increasing. And I'll just use those x-coordinates from negative infinity until I get to the negative 0.37, just the x-coordinate. And from that point, which is the minimum here, 0.5 to this point, which is 1.37. Okay, decreasing. Here and here. Here is, the x value is negative 0.37. And it goes until here. That minimum, x is 0.5. And then from here, that 1.37 to infinity. All right, we're going to graph. Negative 0.620, 1.62. It's all really close together here. All right, we only go up a quarter point here and a quarter point here. So come down here like this. Loop. Oh, let's get that minimum. 0.5, negative 0.3125. Okay. Let's just flaring down here a little bit. All right. The domain is negative infinity to infinity. The range goes from negative infinity, low, all the way down until 0.25 is as high as it's going to get. Those were the two y values for the max. So that is the range. And I'll put a square bracket on that one. Okay, got all these formulas here that you'll need, and this is x cubed plus 5 cubed, and that's x plus 5. We square the x, we multiply x times 5, that's 5x, and we square the 5, which is 25. This one, that is 3y cubed. That's a way of writing this as the whole thing is a cube, not just the variable. Minus 1 cubed. You take 3y, look right there, minus 1. We're going to square 3y. I'm going to write that up here. That is 9y squared. We're going to multiply 3y times 1. And that's 3y and then negative 1 squared is 1. Okay. X cubed minus 216. Okay, this is x to the third minus 6 to the third. So let's put x minus 6 right here. Following this one, x minus 6, x squared, plus x times 6, that's 6x, minus, or plus b squared, so plus 36. All right, this is 2x cubed plus 1 cubed. So we'll take the 2x plus 1. We will square 2x, and that's 4x squared. We'll take a times b, 2x times 1, that's 2x. And 1 times 1 we'll take as 1. Okay, now these, we're going to let u equal x squared. And if u equals x squared, x to the fourth is u squared minus u minus 90 equals 0. Okay, I'm going to solve this one. Blank times blank is negative 90. Blank plus blank is negative 1. I'm going to go, I don't need another line there. Let's do 10, 9. That's a difference of 1. And it's positive, so we'll go negative 9s here. So that is u squared plus 10u minus 9u minus 90 when I go to factor this. This is u times u plus 10. This is negative 9 times u plus 10. So now we've got u plus 10 times u minus 9 equals 0. U plus 10 equals 0, or u minus 9 equals 0. If I subtract 10 from both sides, I have u equals negative 10. If I add 9 to both sides here, I have u equals 9. And now u is x squared. So let's put in x squared so we can solve for x, where u was. So x squared equals negative 10, or x squared equals 9. All right. So we're going to take the square root of both sides. So I have x equals plus or minus the square root of negative 10. Plus or minus I radical 10. Okay? Two answers. Positive I radical 10 and negative I radical 10. Now 27, I'm going to do the u thing again. Let's let u equal x squared. X squared squared. So u squared plus 3u minus 28 equals 0. Okay. Oh, this should be negative 28. I'm going to go 7 times 4. And I want negative 28 and positive 3. So let's make these two negative. And do u squared plus 7u minus 4u minus 28 equals 0. And u times u plus 7 minus 4 times u plus 7, negative 28 divided by negative 4 is 7, equals 0. U plus 7 times u minus 4 equals 0. U plus 7 equals 0, or u minus 4 equals 0. Subtract 7 from both sides. U equals negative 7. Add 4 to both sides. Whoa. Autopilot. U equals 4. It is now time to take the u's out, put the x squareds back in, right here. So x squared equals negative 7, or x squared equals 4. Now x squared equals negative 7. X equals plus or minus the square root of negative 7. Let's take the square root of both sides. And that is plus or minus, this is I radical 7. Now, let's put this in. U squared equals 4. U is equal to plus or minus the square root of 4. U equals plus or minus 2. Alrighty. There's that one. Now here's an equation to solve. I'm going to factor it first. This is x cubed minus 4 cubed. So I'm going to take x minus 4 times x squared plus x times 4, or 4x, plus 4 to the second power, which is 16, and that's equal to 0. So x minus 4 equals 0, or x squared plus 4x plus 16 equals 0. If I add 4 to both sides, I get x is equal to 4. Now, this one, okay, it's not going to factor. We're not going to find two numbers that multiply to 16 and add to 4. So I'm going to use the quadratic formula right here. A is 1, B is 4, and C is 16. X equals negative B plus or minus square root of B squared minus 4AC. All of that over 2A. Alright. So I got negative 4 plus or minus. You can do this in your calculator, but this is 16. And this is 64. This is negative 48 over 2. Okay. I'm going to break down negative 48. Okay, make it 8 times 6. Break down 6 is 2 times 3. Break down 4 is 4 times 2. And then 4 is 2 times 2. So I'm going to just do, just looking for a good place, negative 1 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. All right, this square root of negative 1 is I. You have a buddy. Yes, you have a buddy. 2, and then you have the square root of 3. So I have negative 4. I'll write that over here. Negative 4 plus or minus 4I radical 3 over 2. Okay. Hoping you saw that work, because I'm going to erase it now so that I can write my final answer down here. So negative 4 over 2 plus or minus 4I radical 3 over 2. This is negative 2, and the 4 and 2 will cancel, and that's 2 on top, plus or minus 2I radical 3. Or the I could be on the other side of the radical, if you'd like, if you prefer that. All right. Now, okay, let me make a correction on here. I want to go back to this one. The I should be on the outside of the radical. That's I radical 7. All right, now number 29, last but not least. So we have x cubed plus 3 cubed here. I'm going to follow this pattern here. And that's x plus 3. This is x squared minus 3x plus 3 squared, which is 9. Okay, and I'm not happy with the way I've answered this. We have 4 here. X equals 4. I'm going to write the answers of x up here. 4. And then I have negative 2 plus 2I radical 3. And I have negative 2 minus 2I radical 3. So there's all my answers there in one place. And same here. I'm not sharing my answers the way I should. Let's write x equals I radical 7, negative I radical 7, and 4. Okay. Now this one, x cubed plus 3 cubed. X plus 3 equals 0, or x squared minus 3x plus 9 equals 0. Subtract 3, I get x equals negative 3. There's one of my answers. This one I'm going to use quadratic formula again. For A, and C is 9 over 2A. Okay. So I got 3 plus or minus the square root of, this is 9 minus 36 is negative 25 over 2. And I'm going to write that as 3 plus or minus, square root of 25 is 5. Square root of negative 25 is 5I over 2. All right, so my answers, I'm going to write x equals negative 3. That's my real answer. And this one is 3 plus 5I over 2, and then I have a 3 minus 5I over 2. Okay. There we go, guys.